This morning, hardly a week goes by when we don't hear of a building company that is collapsing. Now, that is a direct result of the rapid increase in interest rates over the last 18 months. Now, how can we pretend to say that we want to see an increase in productivity when building companies that provide houses for that record high immigration are collapsing? And it's not just building companies, it's all small businesses who provide goods and services into the economy. So do you accept that your rapid increase rise is actually reducing supply as well as demand, and as a consequence is actually destroying the economy, not growing it?
No, I don't actually accept that, Senator. A couple of points. The construction industry is a very interesting case. What actually the problem there is inflation for them. A lot of them had fixed price contracts to build houses, and inflation in particularly building materials was massive, 20-odd%, and they got squeezed. That's basically what happened to a lot of those building companies. So I don't accept that the Reserve Bank's interest rate policy has done that to the construction sector. That basically has been an outcome of inflation.
So rents a part of inflation?
Rents are inflation, yes, we talked about that.
So when you're increasing interest rates, you're increasing rents, which is increasing inflation.
Yes, but you can only increase rents if there is demand. And the problem with the rentals is not interest rates. The problem is demand for rental properties is too high relative to the stock of rental properties.
Is that a result of the record immigration?
Immigration is adding to demand for properties.
Which is adding to inflation.
Which adds to demand for rental properties, which adds to pressure on rents. So, yes, there is a demand-supply issue in the rental area, and it's showing up in rents. So
what about small business who have to borrow money? So big companies can just tap the equity markets due to wage theft. I call it some people call it superannuation. I call it wage theft. But these high interest rates are also impacting small business, and they supply goods and services into the economy, and they too are going to suffer as a result of these high interest rates, are they not?
They are seeing increases in the interest rates they're paying, but all the evidence we have on insolvencies, bankruptcies, all those sorts of things, they've increased a bit. They've increased in the construction sector because of the reasons we talked about. But actually, they're just sort of back to where the historical levels are. There is no indication that they are somehow going out of control and at very high levels.
That's because it's early days, and that's because they're drawing down on deposits. Because you've got record deposits, because I know that as CBA have got now 80% of their money backed by Australia, and they've got less debt. So you know that. So you should add that point in as well. I note yesterday's inflation figure had a record lift in electricity costs and fuel prices. How do you think that changing the price of money on the first Tuesday of every month is going to have any impact on the cost of electricity or fuel prices, which aren't a result of the price of money? They're the result of productivity. So all you're going to do if you raise again in November is actually just add more fuel to the fire in terms of the pain that people are suffering, are you not?
Again, I'm not saying we're going to raise again or we're not going to raise again, but the only point I would make is that we can't consider individual sectors. We have to consider the inflationary pressures across the whole economy, and we have one instrument, and we've already said it is a blunt instrument, but it's the only instrument we have to impact aggregate demand through the cash flow channel, the intertemporal substitution channel, the exchange rate channel. These are the things that will bring demand more back into line with supply, which is what we're aiming at.
Okay, thank you.
Authorised G. Rennick, LNP Chermside.